Okay, my definition of adventure is anything that pushes you outside of your comfort zone. And in this episode, we're doing just that. And we're doing it high up in the air, in a world way above our world. Come with me as we ascend some trees in old-growth forest. And these beauties are higher than a 25-story building. And when we're done with that, we're going to a place that I once called home. We're going to see the fun, the food, and the culture. Woo! All right here on The Wildlife.
The Wildlife is presented by Fred Meyer.
Today's adventure finds us trucking 45 minutes east of Eugene, Oregon. We're headed for the Willamette National Forest to find our latest Northwest nugget. The majestic Willamette National Forest is home to an abundance of giant Douglas fir trees. The Doug fir trees found in the Pacific Northwest are the second tallest trees in the entire nation, with a potential lifespan of up to 1,000 years. We've come here to get better acquainted with them. Let's climb some trees. How you doing, buddy?
Hey,
From the bottom, good, all the way to the top. That's it, huh? When I said I wanted to go climbing a tree, that's not quite what I had in mind. Oh, wow. I'm not afraid of heights. I'm not afraid of heights. Be good to me. Be good to me.
First step is the bow shot, so we can get our line rigged up there. Yeah, right.
And then I'm launching this beast up over a limb up there.
Yep, as high as we can get. Nothing hooking up on it.
Good?
Perfect, yep.
First shot of the day. Here we go. You know, I'm notorious for my accuracy. You've heard about it, right?
I have. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, we'll see. Here we go. Boom, baby! Let's heave some ropes up there. That's gonna tie it onto this and pull them up, right?
Exactly.
All right, let's do this.
Let's go get up. Exactly.
All right. Well, this is our gear setup for the day. We've got our harness here. Now, this is specifically designed for recreational tree climbing. We've got our ascenders. We've got our Delta Link. This guy is really important for the day. And we've got our descender. And this is basically a glorified, enlarged version of a gree-gree for rock climbing. So, yeah, it's beefy and it's gonna get the job done. Now, this guy's a little bit tricky. It's not like your average rock climbing harness. You gotta kind of squeeze in here, hike it up, and bring it around. And then we're gonna attach everything together right there. Here we go. So we're gonna take our Delta Link here, open it up, slide it through there, slide it through here, take these guys right here, slide them on. Now everything is attached and solid. I'm not going anywhere. Take this last little piece of gear right here, so you're set. Let's go climb some trees. And here we go. The actual gear used for an adventure like this seems straightforward and simple. However, setting up the rope safely, ascending and descending all require extensive training from experienced professionals.
Yep. Nice. Really strong with the legs.
In this case,
Nice.
my friends at the Pacific Tree Climbing Institute have set the table for our adventure. This is the beginning of a very long climb to the top of the tree. What we got here is all my gear strapped to my body. Oh. And we've got two ascenders here. This is my primary and my secondary. This is a little bit tricky. What you do is you pull your secondary up, and I've got some foot loops. I'm gonna stand up and then shove up my primary. Oh, man. So, doing a lot of this over and over again.
Nice. Hey, you're really great. So go ahead and we'll add some extra weight to you.
All right.
We can clip on the tree boats what we're going to be sleeping in.
All right. So everything's going up with me. I've got my packs, my sleeping bags inside, and this is what I'm sleeping in tonight. Here we go. When we return on the wildlife, it's time to get vertical. And later, we'll spend the night at the top of the world.
It was swaying so hard you could actually hear it and feel it creaking.
We're here at a temperate old-growth rainforest just outside Eugene, Oregon. With all my gear tied to my waist, the goal is to explore the canopies of these sleeping giants. Eventually, do a little sleeping myself. Seems like the gear gets heavier the higher I go. Working our way up 260 feet of line, a single foot at a time, is really starting to wear on me. I think it's about time to ditch this load. This, combined with the natural fear of being this high up, is making the challenge of reaching the top that much harder. Right? One more good push. All right. And that's 90 feet. Oh, yeah. I've left the ground and all its problems behind me, and I'm feeling the serenity of this new world. This point right here is we're gonna set up our hammocks. So, there's no point in me carrying the gear all the way to the top when I can just hang it right here. See if I can do this by... It's time to pitch my gear. Later on, I'll have to come back and heave it another 30 feet up to where I'll be spending the night. You know, I may have just used just as much energy getting it off of me as I would have carrying it to the top. Man, I am beat. And I'm only halfway up. We're using a technique called single rope climbing. It's a setup where the ropes are tied around the tree as opposed to bolting them into it. This ensures that we're not harming the tree in any way. Get out over this. All right, so check this out. This is kind of cool. Right here, you've just got a whole plethora of different mosses and lichens. Right here, you've got your old man's beard. You know, cool. We've used this before as a flash tinder. It catches spark really well. And then this over here, this is stair-step moss. And then this stuff that looks like it's been growing on a coral reef, this is actually called coral lichen. And all of these things that you're seeing here, with the exception of the old man's beard, grow specifically at this altitude. So these things are brand new the higher you get. It's like climbing into a brand new world. The higher you go, the more you see. So let's go see some more. You know what's really amazing about all of this is as I'm looking out and seeing all these other trees, and I'm so much higher than they are. So these guys are just rare, delicate, and they've got to fight all the elements. I mean, this guy's fought logging, he's fought fires, he's protected himself from birds and predators, and it's kind of a unique feeling being so high up on a living creature. We're getting really high. You know, I never thought I'd be the type of person to say I'm afraid of heights. But I don't care who you are, you get high. And you feel it. Tell you what, watching the sunset from 200 feet in the air at the top of a tree cannot be beat. It absolutely cannot be beat. Oh, man. But I mean, come on, look at this. It's worth it, right? To give you a little bit of a perspective about just how high I am in the tree right now, we've come here to downtown Portland to a building that is exactly 260 feet high. Just as high as I am in the tree right now. As you can see, no branches, no surrounding foliage. Oh, and the exposure really gets to you. My buddy Jason decided to come up and join us with me. How's it going, man?
Good, Jeremy. How you doing?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit jealous that you get to do this all the time.
Yep.
I mean, you're up here all the time. Look at this.
Yeah, it's a great sight.
No kidding. It's a whole nother world.
We call it tree time up here, almost like a tree trance. Once the wind starts gently blowing, you know, it really puts you in a different frame of mind.
Yeah, I noticed when we got up around 100 feet, if you just sit back and relax a little bit, you can feel the tree kind of swaying a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, it's about time to head back down and set up camp for the night. At 90 feet, right?
Yeah, about 120 feet probably, roughly.
120 feet?
Uh-huh.
And it's gonna be a hammock.
Yep.
Yeah.
A little Ewok village is what we call it.
Okay, Ewok village. Ewok village in the tree. Here we go. It's getting late. It's time for me to go hit the sack. I'll tell you one thing. Going down is a lot easier than going up. Bam! Coming up after the break, have you ever slept in a tree boat?
I just woke up, and this is what I see.
We'll try to get our balance and check it out.
The Wildlife is presented by Fred Meyer.
Well, I took my time getting off the top of the tree, and now I've got to set up my hammock. And I don't exactly have a whole lot of light. I've got it around the tree trunk right here. And the last point I have to put it is right out here. So, got a bit of a climb for me. Here we go. With one strap around the tree and another around a limb, my bed, called a tree boat, is suspended a full 120 feet above the ground below. 120 feet up in a tree. And that's my bed for the night. Whew. Yeah, buddy. Pillow. Climbed up a tree, checked out the area, set up my hammock, and after a little bit of food and beverage, I'm gonna call it a night. So we'll see you in the morning.
Okay, it's about 2:30 in the morning, and I woke up and got a quick drink of water, and while I was just kind of laying here hanging out trying to go back to sleep, a really big breeze just kind of swept through this tree, and the tree actually started swaying, and it was swaying so hard you could actually hear it and feel it creaking. And a little bit ago we were hearing bats kind of flit around the tree. It was kind of crazy. But it's really cool up here right now. It's really quiet. Well, I'll see you guys in the morning. I'm calling it a night. I just woke up, and this is what I see.
As daybreak dawns in the forest, I feel as if I'm still in a dream. There's no real urgency to wake up. I'm totally relaxed and comfortable in my hammock. I'm being cautious not to disturb the surrounding nature, with birds perched just a few feet from my bed, seemingly unconcerned with my presence. I feel right at home. An added bonus of the experience with the Pacific Tree Climbing Institute is having coffee hand-delivered to me while I'm still in bed.
Here comes coffee and some cream and sugar. Nice, yeah, this is one of our secrets here. Nice wake up in the early morning.
Nice. Here you are, buddy.
Sweet. Oh. Is that lemon and mint?
You know
Yeah,
it.
and peppermint.
Oh yeah, buddy. I have never camped so amazing. You good, JP?
Yeah.
So it's not room service because I'm not in a room. So what would it be?
Well, I would imagine this would be called tree service.
Tree service. Whoa! I was just kidding. Wow, that'll wake you up in the morning. Forget the coffee. I'm good to go. Whew.
Cream. Coming up.
Yeah. I think coffee actually tastes better at 120 feet up. I'm going to sit back and enjoy this before I have to pack everything up and head down.
Well, thanks, Jeremy. It's been a great adventure.
Dude, cheers to you guys. Cheers to Pacific Tree Climbing Institute, and cheers to this wonderful tree that allowed us to spend the night in it last night. Thanks, guys.
Perfect.
Cheers.
Now that I have a little caffeine in my system, I'm fully awake and ready to descend. Now the reality of where I am really starts to sink in. Having slept in a tree, my distance from the ground, and the cool morning air all take effect. See you at the bottom. With my gear packed and dangling from the back of my harness, the descent is a and fast ride. You know, you climb all the way to the top of the tree and you get this view that just goes for miles. Spend the night, and it's almost therapeutic being up there. It's so beautiful. It's quiet. You're far away from everything. And then in the morning, quick cup of coffee, and you drop out of the tree. It's quite the adventure. Coming up next, we're heading into town to sample some true Eugene originals as the wildlife moves on. Woo! If an adventure takes you near Eugene, Oregon, like this one did, one stop that's in the city is the original Pancake House, locally known as the OPH. When I wrestled for the University of Oregon, I would come here a lot to get my grub on. And I wasn't the only one who liked it here. Today, it's going as strong as ever.
How about it?
Yeah.
And a hot apple pancake. I'll bring
All
some
right.
extra plates right back. Here you are.
Got my work cut out for me. Yeah, now, you've probably seen the original Pancake House other places, but this is the original Pancake House. And talk about resilience. The place was built in 1953, moved locations, burnt down, renovated, and it's still booming. Now that I've had some food, it's time to go have some fun. If you need something to jumpstart your weekend, the Saturday Market is a place full of smiles with a variety of colorful personalities. If you're in the area, whether you're tree climbing or hiking, you've got to stop at Saturday Market in Eugene. It's got everything from food, clothing, and crafts, and this is where the locals come to have some fun. And from what I hear, it also happens on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but in a smaller way. You should come check it out.
I got gallon half creek hoops and run away. Yes, run mountains, swings and wide rips and rivers.
Saturday Market has a wide variety of diverse cultures from all over the world. Everything from tarot card readings, Celtic fantasy designs, and right around the corner, a really special treat.
I've been here 9 years going on 10.
9 years ago, so you've been here for quite some time now.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
But not as long as some. This Saturday Market is 40 years old.
40 years of people all vying for the same few spots attracts all kinds of characters.
My name is Moon Rainbow, and I've been here for 32 years.
I've been here 15 years doing market, and my husband here, and he's been here for almost 40 years actually.
Your husband's been working at the Saturday Market for 40 years.
Yeah, almost.
So almost since the beginning.
Almost since the beginning.
Why don't you tell me about your stuff here?
This is a flint and magnesium fire starter. Take a minute, find a really dry leaf. Shave magnesium down right on top of the leaf. And like I say, the shape of the leaf itself will help corral that magnesium for you. Still holding the leaf down, you're able to turn the tool. Now you've got the flint aimed at the magnesium on top of the dry leaf. Spark from the flint ignites the magnesium, which in turn will light the leaf.
Woo! I've made more memories on this trip than I can possibly fit on my postcard to Grandfather. But I'm gonna try. Dear Father, on this trip, I headed back near my old college stomping grounds. Only I wasn't stomping or on the ground. I made close friends with a very old Douglas fir tree that might have more stories than you. Maybe. Followed by a night's sleep at 120 feet that made me feel like Tarzan. I've come a long way from scampering up trees as a little kid. Next time, you should come the long way to hang out with me in a tree. Love, Jeremy. I'm stuck. Oh, right in the face.
The Wildlife has been presented by Fred Meyer.